1-866-6775.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots, you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. But before we get into our intriguing content today, please join me in welcoming our featured guests and repeat offenders, both of them. Katie Radcliffe, welcome.
Hello, thank you.
Mary Walters, welcome.
Good morning.
Both ladies, Realty Pro 100 in the house. Just to remind you, if you ever have any home or finance related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are no operators standing by. I am it.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan or plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Celebrating today. Now, this is the funny. I got to look back yesterday. I'm going to kid the ladies here this morning with me. Do either of you remember 8 tracks? Got a blank stare.
I'm not even going to try.
Yesterday was National 8-Track Tape Day. Yeah, it's a dating ourselves again. That before Bluetooth, before CDs, before cassettes, big old 8-track, stick it into the car. Not fun having to keep those things floating around your car. Oh, well, let's move right along. Today, though, National Colorado Day. Okay, Big Wind Day. I don't even want to get into that one. For 12s. Okay, I guess you can have whatever you want.
It is what it is.
Okay, but I'm going to go with a couple. Licorice Day? Anybody for licorice?
No.
Okay, I like this one. Grilled Cheese Sandwich Day.
You were on that on Facebook too already.
I already had that one going.
Excited for that one.
I got excited for that. That was a good one. That's what we're celebrating today. Grilled Cheese Sandwich Day. There it is. Let's take a look at what the markets are doing. Dow Jones now down 43 points. S&P 500 down 5 points. NASDAQ down. Holy cow, they're all down 66 points. Oil, well, that's going the other direction. That is up 43 cents a barrel. Should we look at it? Does anybody want it? It's a Monday morning. Let's just take a look at this and get it out of the way. Okay, you ready? National average for a gallon of gasoline, $2.86. Would you like to pay $2.57? Not in Calizuela. You have to go to Mississippi for that one. How about $3.72? I'd like to pay $3.72 because that's Hawaii, so I wouldn't mind that one. But we're paying $3.94 is the average right here in Calizuela. What's that, about $1.10 more than the rest of the country? Let's keep. Maybe we can get some more people voting for Newsom to keep on raising our taxes. That might be fun, right? Although there is a big fundraiser going on. I think it's next week, the week after that, to give him the boot. So if you haven't seen that one, that's coming up next week. Give Newsom the boot. I think it's going to be at the ranch. So that's going to be a fun one to go to. But being that we're talking about fun, how about some trivia? And, being that we have no budget, we will give away just a small prize. We're going to do this at the end of the month, maybe the first of next month. Trivia. Anybody that wants to put the trivia answer in, go to rsrtrivia.com, rsrtrivia.com. I can remember those type of things. Favorite Major League Baseball team? I know, don't put the Braves in there and don't put Manfred in there. What's your favorite Major League Baseball team? Pretty simple trivia question for today, but that is it. And I think we'll see if we can get a gift card from Amazon or maybe one of the restaurants locally. We'll get one of them to help us out. Probably about $100. So it's worth going to the website for, right? rsrtrivia.com. Let's see what else is going on in the world today. I wonder what this one's all about. This one could be funny. Well, I guess it's not funny, but it is ironic. So apparently there was some sort of a blackout at the Iran's Natanz nuclear facility. Do you think that happened just by itself? There was an explosion there. Wonder how that happened. Do you think it'll ever come out what the truth is? That'll be interesting to watch that one. Jim Jordan in the news again. Wasn't funny listening to him talk about John Boehner, but Boehner didn't like it, dropping the F-bombs on him right there when Jordan mentioned that, Boehner might have had a little bit too much to drink, and it was 9 o'clock in the morning. But that's just a different conversation there. But Jordan did go down to that Donna facility right down there in Texas. Now, I know that it was President Trump that put all the kids in cages, supposedly, according to the media. But the Donna facility, they're supposed to have 33 kids in the area, and they missed just by a little bit. It's kind of like the way politicians deal with budgets, right? So they're supposed to have 33 max. They have 527. Ow! Yeah, I think that might be just a little bit of overpopulation. I don't think there's any social distancing going on right there. So that's a fascinating story in the news right now. Hey, I know that you probably haven't seen this one either. Minnesota, they're getting ready for some rioting in Minnesota once again. I think they could move some of the National Guard from the capital where they're not needed over to Minnesota where they could be needed there. Well, Sunday afternoon traffic stop ends with somebody not listening to the police and dead. Don't know what happened, but they took off. Let's see what happens there. But now they're calling out the National Guard to help there. Seattle, mass shooting, leaves 3 people dead there. Oh, it's kind of unbelievable. You got to blame those guns again, right? I mean, what's that all about? So I did notice that we were going to have a problem here, though, because at the Capitol, you had that mentally disabled individual drove his car into the Capitol area there, killed one person. You had somebody else with a knife killing a person. Does that mean they're going to start trying to outlaw? I wonder if the president, we hear him on the news, outlawing cars and knives. I just throw that out there for you to see what's going on. See what your thoughts are right there. A California teacher caught berating students. You got to be careful when you've got these microphones on. And we know it even here in our studio that you got to be careful. We've had some times where there might be a hot mic and we don't realize it. But when you've got Zoom going and you're a teacher, you got to watch out what's going on because California teacher, she got caught. If you didn't see this one, it was interesting. Parents don't like what I'm doing. Tell them to bring it on. I don't know what she was going to do if they bring it on, but I remember when I was a kid, boy, we didn't want the teachers calling my parents. Now that parents are calling out, the teachers are calling out parents. That was a San Marcos high school teacher, Alyssa Pirro. If you haven't seen that video of her commentary, all caught right there live on Zoom, and I guess she didn't mind that. So that's another one of those interesting stories that, of course, she's in the teachers union, so I'm sure nothing will ever happen. Hey, did you watch the Masters yesterday? That was a pretty good show. I'll talk about that one. Hideki Matsui, I think is the way he pronounces his name. First time they get a Japanese-born golfer winning the Masters tournament. I guess you could probably say holding on to win the Masters tournament. That was a interesting finish, right? You watch it and triple bogey. Something, a triple bogey on that was a 16th hole, 15th hole. I could do a triple bogey, and I don't even have to get out there and play golf like that. I mean, I could hit the ball in the water. I do that very well. I can throw the ball in the water. Actually, it takes me 3 strokes to get it that far, but that's a different story. It doesn't. Not strong in golf, but we'll continue our conversation. What else is going on in the market this point? Easy. Well, not another Monday when I can't speak. It's you got to be careful here. It's okay. Let's see what else we've got going on. COVID. There's another COVID story in there now. FEMA. Have you heard this one? FEMA comes out now. If you have had any loved one, and there's no joke in this part of it, but FEMA, if you had a loved one that passed on, and it's noted on the death certificate that they passed from COVID, FEMA is going to give you $9,000 for burial services. $9,000. Now, we know that there are a lot of death certificates that were faked having that on there, but now there might be some more that are going to be amended to say COVID just to get that $9,000 check. Now, I don't know. My math is a little bit slow, but if we say 500,000 people in this country that died from COVID, $9,000 for each of them, my calculator just blew up. It didn't go that far. But of course, then again, that's just another way for the government to spend more of your money. When are we going to start realizing that the money that's being spent is our own money? And they make us feel good that they're going to give us our money. How does that work? And speaking of feeling good, I guess the unions are probably not feeling too good today. Amazon, did you see that part? Amazon in the battle for unionizing that plant in Alabama. The union got a whopping 16% of the people want to unionize. 16%. But I'm sure that they'll find some excuse for why that happened. And maybe if they, oh, wait a second. Let me check what time it is. It's 9:15 in the morning. So maybe at 3 a.m. we'll find another 4 or 5 million ballots that come in and they'll change the election. But we'll see about that. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, we've got the monthly market report, a generational view we're going to do today. Kind of figure out because we're not all millennials anymore. So we've got a multi-generational view of the monthly market report. We'll get into that one. We're going to talk about reasons households in forbearance will not lose their homes to foreclosure. All that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990 or RonSiegelRadio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. No longer on Twitter, but if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Real Estate Radio is hosted by local real estate and finance expert Ron Siegel. The purpose of this show is to help consumers understand what's really going on in our local real estate market. We're teaching you the why and the how-to, so you'll always be one step ahead of everyone else. Whether you need to sell your home for top dollar, refinance and save money, or even buy a bargain in Southern California, Ron Siegel can help. Call Ron directly at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Take advantage of speaking with Ron anytime you're entering a real estate transaction. Having someone who can answer all of your questions that truly cares about you and your family's best interest is priceless. Call Ron Siegel today and you'll be glad you did. 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or you can visit realestateradio.com for more info.
Blue Water Credit Repair is the industry leader in fixing bad credit. Did you know a 40-point increase in your credit score can save you $40,000 on a home loan and $4,000 on a car loan? You deserve good credit and peace of mind. Take the first step today and go to bluewatercredit.com and register for a free consultation from one of their credit repair experts. That's bluewatercredit.com.
Trimming of your retirement does not include losing your house. However, due to today's lower stock market, higher medical bills, and taxes, many retirees face this very problem. This is why it is necessary that you, as a baby boomer considering retirement within the next 10 years, understand reverse mortgages and what one could do for you or your parents. A reverse mortgage could make it possible for you or your parents to travel, buy a second home, or start a new business. For more information about reverse mortgages, just call our off-air number at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit realestateradio.com and click the free workshop button.
Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed rate below 3.5% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $300,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,300 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending Team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed to NMLS ID 217037. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at RonIsMyLender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. RonIsMyLender.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. Make the call, 800-306-1990. Dow Jones now down 54 points. NASDAQ down 76 points. S&P 500 down 4.62. 10-year Treasury, it's up just a little bit. Mortgage-backed securities down a little bit. On the bond, that means the rates are up just a little bit. And all that information is readily available on that super secret website, google.com. But why are all those things happening? What's going on in the marketplace? What are we watching for you? Well, I shared with you last week, or maybe it was with our private clients that I talked about this a little bit. We've got a couple of different events going on right now. That one is a unique one. So today we've got a 10-year Treasury auction. 10-year Treasury is what is kind of a leading indicator to the mortgage-backed securities. Mortgage-backed securities are what drives home loan rates. But the 10-year Treasury kind of is a leading indicator. There's usually about a 1.7 to 1.9 spread between the 10-year Treasury and mortgage-backed securities. Okay, and you got that auction today. Now, tomorrow, we've got the Consumer Price Index coming out. Now, the Consumer Price Index is big time anti-bonds, right? Anytime you see inflation, that's bad for bonds. So do you think anybody wants to buy a bond right before a anti-bond report comes out the following day? So we're not expecting a whole lot of good news coming out of that. And that's a real reason why we're seeing that bond tick down right now. We're seeing that bond down this morning. And again, it's not a whole lot. I mean, we know what it's doing, and you know, we're not the only ones that know that that's what's happening. So when all these things come out, we start seeing, okay, well, if nobody wants to buy the bond and the bond already has gone down, we're going to check all that out. And Wednesday, we'll probably have a better idea of which way the market is going. And I know Jerome Powell said that the market's on the verge of a very, very strong breakout. Not the stock market, but our economy. So we'll watch and see what goes on there. We already saw the 3-year Treasury note auction this morning. Surprise, surprise, there was below average desire for that auction.
Surprise, surprise.
That is the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. So every month we get together and take a look at the monthly market, what's going on in the marketplace. And we get a great private news service that sends us data. No, we don't go out and get all this data ourselves. We get this private news service, sends us a report. And it just gives us some ideas and some numbers of what's going on in the marketplace. And we look at it from a multi-generational view. So we've got the ladies in here with us this morning. Katie, Mary, welcome.
Good morning. Hi.
So start this morning. We'll get on the metric changes. So it's interesting watching. Showing times telling us that their year-over-year change higher on their showing times. Mortgage Bankers Association, they're higher. Existing sale, looks like there's a pretty good real estate market going on.
Okay. For showings, yeah.
For showings?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this chart. I was looking at it before we started talking, and this is a great chart, I think, to show people who think that something's going to change all of a sudden, and that there's going to be that bubble.
Okay.
You know, because it's showing they're up 49%. but the existing inventory is down 52%. That's a big spread.
Right.
Of demand versus supply.
It gets right back into the very basics of economics, right? I mean, when we talked about the 2008 bubble and people thinking that we might go back there again, right? If you've got that many people wanting a house, now you ladies can talk to us a little bit about the other side of that also. 49% increase in showings. Are all those people getting the house, or are they getting outbid?
I mean, if there's 30 offers on a house, only one person's getting it.
So you got way up there. There's nothing to buy, right? So that's where the big problem is coming in this whole marketplace. So if you think that just basic supply and demand, the supply is steady or dropping in many instances, and demand is increasing, that's not the term that we need or the trajectory for any kind of a bubble.
And the scary thing is too, it's not just like the resale and everything; it's the rental market too.
Really?
Don't you see that?
Crazy busy. Like, it's really hard to get your appointment set because all of the showing times are booked.
So that means they're probably they're booked because people are taking the inventory before you can get there, or does everybody get to look at it on a rental site?
Pretty much. Honestly, they get the applications in so fast that they kind of just cut off showings. They see what they need to see in the first few applications, and they pick somebody, and it's gone.
Is there a way of telling what the departing renter was paying versus what the new person is paying?
You could look it up. You could probably find that information on Zillow or Realtor.com, but definitely you could ask your realtor.
Are they going up, or are they flat, going up significantly, or just a little bit?
They're going up, yeah.
A lot, okay. And well, you can take a look at part of this thing. We're seeing also, Mary, one of the agents in your office did a great video, 2 weeks ago, something along those lines, talking about mortgage rates.
Yes.
And we're looking at them with the beginning of my eyes aren't very good, 2000, I guess it was, 3.7, or January 2020, 3.7. Right now we're at 3.8. We got down to 2.7. These are Freddie Mac numbers, people, because I do have some compliance folks that call and say, you didn't do the APR. It's Freddie Mac. I'm just telling you what Freddie Mac is saying. That's their 30-year mortgage market survey. So 3.18.
Still really good.
Right? I mean, isn't that crazy that people are complaining? Well, interest rates are up.
Yep.
I mean,
they are, but
all the way
down from when I first bought a home.
Right, exactly. Okay, so what was your first interest rate?
I want to say it was 4.5.
4.5. So just quick math is about 25% cheaper. 25% less. Think about that. The biggest component of any mortgage payment is interest, right? At least for the first 29 years, right? The last year, you got more payment going toward principal, but just joking there, right? But the bottom line is most of your money is going to interest. If you're at 25% savings, that's a big number. 3.18. And I'm not going to even get into what I was paying for mine. Now, think about this one.
Yeah, what was it when you first bought your home?
Add another 15 to that number and we'd be closer, right? So just think about this. So when you're talking about a 15% interest rate, the rule of 72 tells us that anything you divide the interest by 72 by the interest rate, and that's how often it's going to double, right? So when I bought my first house, just calling it a 12% interest rate because my math is a little bit easier, my cost of my borrowing is doubling every 6 years. Right now, it's doubling every 24 years? 24 by 3, yeah, every 24 years. Significantly different right there, right? I mean, so it's a lot cheaper buying a house today than it was. And, we talk about this. Rates, and this is George Ratui, senior economist, Realtor.com. His comments, home sellers and home buyers have gotten really used to extremely low rates. Does that surprise anybody?
Surprise.
3 to 3.4 range. Now, okay, in the real estate side, when you're talking, especially, older people remember. Now you're going to get into the older part, Mary, because you did mention that you remember rates higher than. Katie, do you remember anything under 4, above 4?
No, I don't.
Okay, so Mary, see now you know how it feels. So
you're aging me, Katie.
Right. So think about this concept. Is anybody telling you now that rates are all the way up to 3.18 that they want to wait until rates get cheaper?
So I haven't had any like buyers or anything specifically tell me that, but I have heard people say, oh, well, now that the rates are going up, the market's going to slow down. I'm not saying that at all. I mean, because again, historically, the rates are still super low. Yes, it's going to change a little bit what people are able to afford, but realistically, it's still a lot better now than it.
So what you're really getting into there is the fact that as interest rates go up, buying power might go down.
Yes.
But so instead of calling your local real estate professional or the ladies here, you might be saying, okay, I can $500,000 now. My price is maybe $475.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that's the difference there. Year over year changes in listings. Okay, this is new listings, total listings. Are you seeing much in the way of listings?
It's scary, that chart.
Yeah. Right? There's nothing happening. I mean, the amount of people wanting to sell right now,
Mm-hmm.
as we come out of the pandemic, you'd think that would be some pent up folks. I don't know, because you can't say it's demand or pent up opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
Are you seeing that?
Yeah. I mean, I've heard a lot of agents talk about the fact that they have, listings coming online soon, but their seller wants to find the replacement property first because of how hard it is out there right now and how hard of a time people are getting their offers accepted and how hard like the buying market is. They want to find their home first, get into escrow, and then they will sell their home.
Do you think there's a risk in that in not selling that departing residence?
In the current market, very low.
Okay, good deal. That's great information right there. So maybe you want to buy something first, then sell. If you have an interest there, if you have a concern about financing that, well, we've had some guests on the program before who told you exactly how to finance that new purchase, close it, buy it for cash, and then sell your departing property. So we've got that is an opportunity out there. We're going to continue our conversation with the ladies talking about the monthly market report. We're going to also talk about reasons households in forbearance will not lose their homes to foreclosure. All that and more. You can reach me anytime off air number 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990 or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. No longer on Twitter, but if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Hi, we're here with Ron Siegel, the host of Real Estate Radio. Ron, welcome to the studio. Give us insight as to what your show is all about.
Hi, Eric. Thanks for having me. Thanks for asking me that question. The reason we developed Real Estate Radio is right now there's an abundance of misinformation out there. So Real Estate Radio is a show designed to give Southern California a focal point for their real estate knowledge, as well as a place to go just in case they might need anything real estate related.
So how are you helping people?
That's actually pretty simple. People need advice. So it really doesn't matter who you are. If you have any real estate questions, we're here to help. Whether you're buying a home, selling, you're experiencing a loan modification, short sale, foreclosure, there are a lot of things going on in this marketplace.
How can people get a hold of you?
Real easy. All you have to do is call. The number is 1-800-306-1990. Press option 1.
Interesting times in the market right now. Where do you think the markets are going from here?
That's a great question. All I can say is this. The housing market came down one house at a time, and what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to build it one house, one family at a time. So the best thing that anyone can do is access the free advice that we really want to give you. And to do that, you simply need to call me. The number is 1-800-306-1990, option 1. I'd really love to help.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you paying rent because you think you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you renting because you don't believe that you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? The Siegel lending team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel lending team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com, license under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed rate below 3.5% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $300,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,300 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending Team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed to NMLS ID 217037. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990. Real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text SLT Home Digest to 79564. Find your dream home before someone else does. 4 major reasons households in forbearance will not lose their homes to foreclosure. Been a lot of discussion as to what will happen once the 2.3 million households currently in foreclosure no longer have the protection of the program. They might have it forever. Some assume there could potentially be millions of foreclosures ready to hit the market. However, 4 reasons that won't happen. Number 1, almost 50% leave forbearance already caught up on the payments. Number 2, the banks don't want the houses back. People don't believe that part. Number 3, there's no political will to foreclose on these households. Number 4, if all else fails, homeowners can sell their homes before a foreclosure. Why would you want to let the bank take your equity? Bottom line, the report of massive foreclosures about to come to market are highly exaggerated. As Ivy Zellman, Chief Executive Officer, Zellman & Associates, with roughly 30 years experience covering housing and housing-related industries, recently proclaimed, the likelihood of us having a foreclosure crisis again is about 0%. And Ivy Zellman usually gets things right when it comes to real estate. That is the real-time real estate segment, brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text SLT Home Digest to 79564. Find your dream home before someone else does. Continuing our conversation this morning, we are chatting with our generational duo. We kind of changed that now.
There you go.
We've got Katie Radcliffe, Mary Walters from Realty Pro 100 in with us. We're going over the monthly market report, getting various perspectives on what we see and how we interpret. The numbers are out there. You can't make up you can't have, I know Oprah said that you get to have your own facts. But we just say we read the facts and we can interpret them our own way. So that's what we're doing with the monthly market report. Got one on the screen right now that shows year-over-year change in housing inventory. This is a scary number, right? Especially if you make a living in real estate.
I live in my little bubble here. I didn't realize it was that bad across the country. I thought it was just honestly California.
Yeah, and California is below average,
mm-hmm.
right? I mean, so California's year-over-year change in inventory is down 41.3%. As a whole, the country's down 52%. Right, so that's inventory available. Now, think about this, because one of the numbers that people don't ever think about when we talk about inventory available. So, Mary, you might have some insight into this one. Do you ever have it where somebody in your office lists a property after the first of the month and it's sold before the end of the month?
All the time.
All the time.
Like basically almost 100% of them.
Right. So those never even get into these statistics,
mm-hmm.
right? Because they weren't available at the beginning of the month and they're already gone by the end of the month.
And we've had, a lot more lately off-market deals happening.
What is that?
Where the listing never even hit the market and the agent put the deal together and then they put it into the MLS system after it closes, just for like the comp purposes.
After it closes, so it never even goes in as a pending.
Nope, it goes in when it closes, just for the comp purposes.
Does it have to go in when it closes, or can they omit that completely?
I'm not going to be able to 100% answer
Okay.
that question correctly. I give wrong information. But they do it just for the comparables, just to,
So that helps the next, and explain the concept there. Why do we want it for the comparables?
Just so you can see what that home closed at. So that for the next,
For the next appraisal and the next time that a realtor wants to go out and list a house, they can say, okay, 123 Main Street did sell. And now if somebody wants to do a really good job, they could probably go to the county recorder's office and see the sell price also.
Yeah.
Right. So that's always going to be there. So even if it doesn't hit the MLS, the multiple listing services, it can go out there and you can get it from the county recorder. But there's a lot of properties, as Mary just said, that they go in, they get listed after the first of the month. Not all of them hit the first of the month, obviously, and they're sold before the end of the month or sold before they ever get there. And they don't even hit this number of that negative 41.3. So think about that concept. Lynn Fisher, Deputy Director, FHFA's Division of Research and Statistics. House prices nationwide recorded the largest annual and quarterly increase in the history of the FHFA. The home price index, low mortgage rates, pent-up demand for home buyers, and a limited housing supply propelled every region of the country to experience faster growth in 2020 compared to a year ago, despite the pandemic. That just baffles me, right? I mean, because so many people were worried about, everything. The first, and obviously March, April, May, none of us really had any clue as to what was going on.
Everyone sort of froze.
Everyone froze. And then, Mary, you and I have talked about this, that so many of the younger people, they just went about their life after that, right? I mean, it wasn't, some of the older people, and I know a few that I refer to in a different way, so that had a different approach. Oh, come on, guys. Don't put those guys on here again. They kind of followed the TV reporters, right, and got scared of everything. But even to have all that selling going on when people were afraid to go out, can you imagine if they weren't afraid to go out?
Oh, yeah.
Right? So that's big numbers right there.
And not just like being afraid to go out, but imagine if the pandemic hadn't hit and everyone didn't lose their job.
Right. Yeah, 20 million people losing their jobs.
People would have been able
to
buy a home too. And I think that would have been,
demand
would have been even higher.
Yeah, demand would have been higher, and a lot of people that weren't going to sell anyway. Right? Interesting. Single family housing units completed. That's another scary chart. You start looking at that, 13 straight years below the 50-year average. This is the new construction. Right? So the people that are supposed to know what's going to happen in the market are still looking. That's the builders, because those guys have a lot of money. Right? I might have one house to sell or two houses to sell. Builders, they got a lot of houses to sell. And new construction below the 50-year average. So it goes to the same thing. If there's a lot of demand, supply is not coming online.
All the new builders, I feel like they're just cranking them out right now, though, because of the tight inventory. It went from, we came out of the crash in 2008, so we're slowly doing it. Every phase is like 5 to 6 houses, and now they're cranking them out so fast, it seems like.
And because they want to take advantage of this market.
There's a new home builder in Placentia, right down the street from us. Right now, they will not even show to you unless you've been pre-approved by their mortgage company because of the inquiries and how much demand they have because of those new homes right there.
It's crazy how that's going. And I think I was told that like 60% of the new construction is sold before they ever break ground. I mean, that's just baffling. So here's what caused a lot of the problem back at going to the housing crisis. A lot of people looked at their house as an ATM, right? They would take money out of their house. They'd go buy a new car, go buy a new boat, depreciable assets, things that are not going to last very long, right? Car, 3 years, take money out of your house to buy a car. Not too smart. So use your house as an ATM. So do we think that's going to happen again?
I hope not. If you're taking, we've talked about this a lot before too, but if you're taking money out of your home, I hope it's to buy another home as an investment.
There you go.
That's what I hope. I hope you're not taking out to buy a car or anything.
So explain that a little bit, Mary, because I know that's one of the big pushes you have in your office as far as take money out of the property, and give us an idea of what your thoughts are there, what the concept is.
So what we talk about growing your wealth with the equity you already have. So if you have a home that has a lot of equity sitting in there and you have a lot of, money built up basically in your home, or even if it's paid off, because a lot of people, they were told you pay off your home as quick as possible. We don't preach that as much. We say take that equity you have, especially right now when you can borrow money at 3.5%, whatever it is.
Sure.
Take that money, go buy an investment property.
So what is that doing for me?
Building your wealth even more.
Building my wealth. Yeah, okay, that makes sense, because now instead of having a $700,000 house that's paid off, appreciating at say 5% in Orange County, $35,000, what can I do with that? So say I take $500,000 out of that. Can I buy another $700,000 house?
Oh, 100%.
Can I buy two?
Yeah.
Okay, so
buy a duplex.
Okay, so I can buy. Now you're not making the math hard on me. It's a Monday morning. So let's think about this. Let's buy two $700,000 houses. We're going to take that $500,000. We got $250 down for each of those. So now we've got three $700,000 houses. My math is right. That's somewhere around $2 million. And if that grows at 5%, is that $100,000? And the first $700,000 house going at 5%, that was $35,000. So 35 versus 100.
Plus now you have, those homes rented out, so you have someone else paying the mortgage for you.
I like that. So I can get somebody else to pay my mortgage, and I get to make triple the money.
Exactly.
Is that called a no-brainer? Is anybody listening? Right? Does that not make sense? Call Mary. She'll show you how to do it, right?
The hard part is just getting the offer accepted on the home right now.
There you go.
That's the hardest part.
Exactly. We can get the money out of the house. That's easy. So, it'd be fascinating to know, and I don't think, if you know it, speak up. I just have no clue. But wouldn't it be interesting to know how many houses somebody has to make an offer on so they can get their offer accepted? Now, if you're using a great real estate agent, they might have some tricks of the trade in their sleeve that might be able to help you get your offer accepted. They might know how to do that. So let's just keep that in mind. That's why you need a great real estate professional to help you.
That would be an interesting study, though.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of crazy right there.
I'm curious now.
Yeah, we're gonna continue. Yeah, pretty interesting, right? Somebody's got to be doing that kind of a study. If we think it'd be interesting, somebody's doing it. We just have to have my crack staff look. Hey, we're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, I think we might have a featured home to talk about, and we're going to continue our journey with the monthly market report. All that and more. Reach me anytime. Offer number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of your broadcast or our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams, or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Do you have a goal of mortgage-free home ownership? What if your home was valued at $500,000? Are you aware that a free and clear home could be costing you $2,500 every month, $30,000 per year? The mortgage planners at the Siegel Lending Team would like to show you how you can own your home, generate tax-free income, and accumulate family wealth. You simply need to call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. By sending the team a copy of your most recent mortgage statement, the team will send you a no-obligation mortgage adoption plan. You be the judge if it's right for your family. Again, all you have to do is send the team a copy of your mortgage statement by email to map@ronsiegelradio.com or call today Ron Siegel 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporation and MLS 217037 and BCAL number 018694452.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at RonIsMyLender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. RonIsMyLender.com.
Do you believe Southern California real estate is a great investment? Are you a little short to be a cash investor? Are you missing the Social Security card or tax returns? The Siegel Lending Team has the loans for you. Common Sense Lending is back. Yes, there's a cost to higher risk, but the reward can be great. Call today for details. 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 217037 and DRE number 1869452.
Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed rate below 3.5% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $300,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,300 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending Team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed to NMLS ID 217037. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990. The featured home segment today being brought to you by myfavoritelender.net. Let's see if we can find a featured home. Who's got that featured home? I'm sure it's in here somewhere. I just have to figure out where the heck the slide is that'll tell me what I'm doing. There it is. 4900 East Chapman Avenue in Orange. One bedroom, and you even get a full bathroom. Glad to be able to get a full bathroom on that one. Enjoy life on the lakes in this serene waterfront community. Take to the trickling streams and beautiful landscape right from your back deck condo. Updated kitchen, complete granite countertops. It's also got a floor. Oh, it's a tile floor. Loft style bedroom, expansive windows to take in the natural light and waterfront views. Between countless dining and entertainment options in Old Town Orange. That's nice. I'd like to be in Old Town Orange. I better not let my wife see this one. Priced at $340,000. Let's look at some financing options if we could on that one also. Put down 5%, $1,405 a month, $1,406 a month. Put down 20%, you're looking at $1,184 a month. Put down 25%, $1,041 a month. That's principal and interest. You have to add taxes, insurance, and if there is any mortgage insurance, HOAs, all that good stuff. Hey, for those of you keeping score, though, we better get this in there. APR of 3.638, 3.349, and 3.011, NMLS 217037. Think about that one. I mean, this one here, I'm looking at this one bedroom, one bathroom, and all in. Putting down, what's the down payment on that? $17,000 down and $2,300 a month. One bedroom, one bathroom. Katie, you're a rental specialist, right? What's it cost for a one bedroom, one bathroom in Orange County?
I was paying $1,600 for mine.
$1,600. This is $2,300 to own it. Seems like a better idea to me. I mean, why not own it? Usually you were paying somebody else's mortgage.
Yeah.
And whoever buys this one's going to pay their own. This is a featured home today. Again, it's from Melinda Johnson. If you have any questions, give her a call. If you have any financing, give us a call at 800-306-1990. That is the featured home brought to you by myfavoritelender.net. Going back to our conversation, you know, I have a crack staff. I talk about that, but now you got a crack person right here, because if I look at our charts, we answer the question we talked about right during the break.
Well, I don't think we did, though, because I think we were talking about how many times you have to offer, how many offers you have to put out.
Oh,
this
okay.
Says average
offers received.
Correct.
Okay.
So a little bit different of a number.
You're right. Okay, so how many offers received per home? Now, even with that, I mean, we're going to go back here in a minute, but even with that, from this coming out from the National Association of Realtors, they're saying 4 offers per home sold. Any thoughts about that, ladies?
That seems low to me.
Yeah.
I mean, but that is national.
Yeah, that's
I mean, I don't know who's offering homes in it. I don't know,
and again,
Louisiana or Kentucky or something.
Right.
But.
Yeah, could be out there a little bit different. So go back to our conversation from a little bit earlier. We were talking about the concept of taking money out of houses and how much money is actually coming out of houses. And Mary, you and I have talked about this before, that your generation actually looks at a recession and it's got to be housing related, right? Because that's your point of reference.
Yep.
Well, 2006, the equity coming out of houses, $321 billion. 2020, half.
So my question for you is, do you think a lot of that is people refinancing and taking cash out to cover the cost of refinancing because the interest rates were so low?
No, that doesn't. That they wouldn't take that. Wouldn't count it. So when you're doing a refinance, if you're doing just the cost of refinancing, that's still considered a rate and term refi.
Gotcha, because that's where my mind went.
Right.
A lot of people refinancing.
Yeah. So this is basically people taking money out half of where they were. But what they were doing is we can tell this based on total household debt, is they were taking money out at 3% or whatever to pay off a credit card that averages 15.24. Right. So big benefits there. But when you take a look at it, and this goes to what your initiative is and what you were talking about a little bit earlier, is there's almost $8 trillion still in equity that people could tap out. Right? When you talk about tap out, that means that they would still be leaving 20% equity in their property. $8 trillion that people could take and do exactly what you said and triple their net worth.
It's crazy.
Right? By just following, and it took you a whole, 30 seconds to explain this pretty well?
I think you did a better job of it.
No, but I mean, really, it's that initiative of what you're talking about, that if people will just give you a call, they can see how to do this. And could you imagine that? I mean, I'm going to share something with you right here. And it's getting off topic a little bit, but I wanted to share this just because it kind of ties into what you were saying, Mary. And this goes to especially when we're talking about our younger people. And I'm trying to find the numbers here, but if you take and put money away for savings, starting at age 30, the amount of money that you have over time, $500 a month beginning every month in a tax-deferred 401k accumulates to $588,000 by age 60. $588,000. Now, you just shared how to do that, in about 4 or 5 years. Right? If somebody would listen to what you're saying, instead of putting it in that 401k that everybody's been told that they have to do, right? I mean, that's the way everyone's talking about doing it, right? Is they go and they just continue doing what everybody else has done. I'm going to get the same results. Do what you're just talking about. And you're going to get different results by doing something that's just a little bit different. Let's get back to our charts and see what else we've got to look in here. Let's see what else we can find. We already talked about the year-over-year check. I guess I lost my place in here. I got too excited on this whole thing. Right, so where else are we at? Cash out, refinance. We talked about that a little bit. 4.1 offers. Home appreciation. Okay, are we getting our homes still So here's one that's kind of 9.2% was the average annual appreciation for 2020, up from 4.7 in 2019, 4.8 in 2018. We averaged 6.3 over the last 4 years. Good, bad? What do you think?
Good for the homeowners.
Good for the homeowners. Yeah, that's a biggie. Now, the biggest thing that I caution right here, right? So 9.2 sounds like a great number. The biggest issue you always have to remember is when it goes up that much, it can go down that much.
Yep.
Right? So we want to remember that we like that 5% number. The closer we can stay to that 5% number, think about that. And do we really need more based on our conversation from the last segment? Right? I mean, if you can gain $100,000 a year in appreciation. Now, we can't guarantee anything. We don't do that on this show. But $100,000 a year, heck, Mary, how many times do you need to do that? Right? To retire. Right?
I would like to do as much as I can.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty simple right there, right? Existing homes, month's inventory of existing home sales. 2.1 is the existing average for last year. I don't ever remember anything that low. Now, part of that is I'm cheating because it's never been that low. But 2.1 months, that means exactly what you're saying, is that the sellers are in control.
Yep.
So what does that mean when you're trying to get an offer accepted? What are just a couple of little things that you're seeing that people are doing to get that offer accepted?
I think one of the biggest things that I've seen is people, and I think we talked about this last month, people offering a certain amount over the appraised price. They'll offer, say, for the example we had in the office, a home that was listed at $438, they offered $490. And if the appraisal didn't come in, they were willing to pay $30,000 over the appraised price. That's
an interesting way of doing it, right? So again, that just goes back to the concept that you have to have somebody who knows what they're doing, educating you how to do that. Because that's a double issue. I haven't seen too many of that one, right?
I've seen a lot of those.
100 over and taking the appraised price plus 30.
Yeah, so it sold for $52,000 over the listed price. So they offered $490. The appraisal actually came in at $460.
Wow.
So they did pay that $30,000, which was the initial offer of $490.
Wow. Okay, so just think about that. But that's a way of getting it done, and you have to know what you're doing in order to get things like that accomplished. And I'm going to share with you that it's something that I'm a big proponent of. You got to, even for younger real estate professionals, you got to get with a mentor. Right? Even the old guys don't even know that what Mary just shared right there. So you've got to get mentors that really know how to get things done. Just a concept for you. As always, we ask you, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to John and Sean for engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.